Well, thank you for joining us today. It's a great pleasure to share with you another public service announcement. This is on home testing for COVID-19. And with me is our friend Will Marsh, a great musician, willmarshmusic.com. We encourage you to visit his website. I'll put the details in the description as well. He's come to stay with us and record some of his online classes. And part of our protocol enabling people to come to the Palace at Ananda Encinitas is to ensure that it's done safely for ourselves and for them, and of course our neighbors. So we do conduct home testing. Our research has indicated, of course, two types of testing that can be done. There's the nasal swab that's done. You can do those at home, and then you mail those Q-tips, basically, those swabs, into a lab and wait for the results to come back. Unfortunately, the turnaround time to get the results back from the lab is best case 5 days, and I've heard as much as 4 weeks. Of course, anything outside of 2 weeks makes that test functionally impotent. It's useless. So it's better to get a more quick response. The second type of test is blood, and it's a very simple test. We're going to do one here today. This test comes from SciTech Labs. You can see here the instructions that we got. You can go to their website at psy-tek.com to get all these details. You can order the test kit online. It's $45 per test kit. These test kits, by the way, in the United States are sold under clinical trial research legal requirements. So they cannot be sold commercially. This is why you can't go to your local drugstore and buy these test kits. We don't have a national policy for home testing, unfortunately. But you can sign up with your local resources. Again, if you Google home testing blood tests for COVID-19, I'm sure you'll find a local resource. In this case, you sign up online, they'll mail you the kit. What you're agreeing to is to conduct the tests, watching a short video. I'm going to share with you the actual process. After watching the video, you self-administer the test, utilizing the kit that's sent. I'm going to show you what that kit looks like. And then after the 10-minute results is completed, then you take a snapshot of that result and you email it to them. They don't share the data. It's not public. It's part of their research, and it's part of the legal requirements for these home test kits to be completed. This particular test kit has a reagent that's used along with the blood to indicate one of 3 conditions. One, that you're negative. You have not been exposed to COVID-19. This is called the control group. Secondly, you've been exposed to COVID-19 fairly recently, typically within 7 days, maybe even in the last couple of days. And this is an indicator of an antigen within your body that your blood produces to fight that COVID-19. And I'll just reference it as M, the antigen M. Second one is antigen G, and this is the one that occurs after your body has been successfully fighting COVID-19. If you have that antigen in your body, it means you've had COVID-19 for a couple of weeks or longer, and that indicates again that you successfully fought the virus and you are no longer subject to spreading it to others. You are safe to go out in public. The M antibody would indicate a short-term exposure. You are infectious to others, even if you are asymptomatic and are not experiencing any symptoms. In that case, you would want to self-quarantine for a 2-week period. So we're going to conduct the test here with Will's agreement to share with you what this looks like. And again, for $45 per test kit, it's a very quick and easy way for you to learn. If you have any concerns, if you're going to travel, if you're going to work, you're going to go see your parents or your grandparents, high-risk individuals, or you're a first responder. Lots of use cases where this could be valuable for you. So let me show you what's included in this kit from SciTech. First of all, it comes in this nice little packet, little plastic baggie. It does come with the instructions, as I showed earlier. You begin by using this little lancet. You hold this against your skin and you push down on the blue, and that'll insert a little needle to make a puncture wound through which the blood can flow. You use one of these little pipettes. It's a little syringe, little plastic thing, and you suck the blood off of your finger where you made that puncture, and you take 2 drops of that blood, putting it onto the test bed. This is the test kit, what we'll call the test bed. Hope you can see that. And at the bottom of it here, there's a place for you to place 2 drops of blood. And this is the test indicator, and this is the standard results, how to read the results on this little plastic device. After putting in the blood, you also then want to add 2 drops of this reagent. You can see there's a little bit of liquid in here, and you'll use a second pipette that the kit comes with to suck that liquid out and place 2 drops of it on top of the blood on the bottom of the blood. So it's a very simple kit to administer. The components are quite simple. You draw blood from your finger using the lancet, take 2 drops of that blood using the pipette, placing 2 drops onto the bottom of your test bed where it says add sample. And then you take the second little pipette or little syringe thingy and draw 2 drops of the reagent and place that on top of the blood, and then you set it down and wait for 10 minutes. And we're going to do that together here, and we'll show you how it works. So with Will's agreement, he's going to be the victim for us here today, and I'm going to let him do it himself. Again, you'll see the plunger. It's going to plunge down about 1/8 of an inch. You want to hold this against your finger firmly and then press down on this hard. Okay.
Is there a need for alcohol before? Only
there is a need. Very good question. I didn't mention that it comes with an alcohol pad here to sterilize that area. And so we are going to do that. Which finger would you like to?
Let's do on the non-sitar finger.
Will is a guitar player and a very accomplished sitar teacher. So that's a good point. We don't want to ruin his ability to play. Although this should not have any effects on it at all. It's just going to make a tiny little prick. So whichever finger we're going to use, we're going to go ahead and, as you can see here, we're just going to clean it with the alcohol. Make sure there's no possibility for infection. You'll want to take your little lancet, what they call the McKesson lancet. This is the manufacturer. It's the standard one. You're going to twist the little blue cap off of it and pull this protective cap off so that the little needle will be able to come through when you push the plunger. And so we'll give this to Will to self-administer after we've cleaned the area which we've used the alcohol for. And he's going to go ahead and prick himself.
Okay.
Like that. Perfect. And let's go ahead and squeeze this.
There we go.
We'll put the hand down a little bit. And you can see we're getting a little bit of blood coming out here. Here it comes. Yeah, I don't know if you can see this, but the blood is coming out nicely. And we're going to hold this pipette here. We just drew a little bit of the blood out. And we're going to add that blood right here onto our dish. And we got some in there. We're going to get a little bit more just to make sure. They say 2 drops of the blood. And so we have a little bit more of Will's blood here. We're going to add that to our little kit here. And now we have the blood laying in there in this sample little cup. We're done with this. We're going to dispose of that into a safe place. Will can go ahead and use that on his finger. We're done with the lancet. Now we're going to go ahead and remove the cap from this little container that contains the reagent. We want to open that up, and we're going to use the second little pipette to draw the liquid from this container, just like this. I'll ask Will to hold that for me. And we're going to put 2 drops of this reagent onto the test bed here where it's indicated for add sample. There's 1 drop and there's 2 drops. So our testing process is complete. And so it is. Now we wait for 10 minutes and the reagent mixes with the blood. It will travel up through capillary action, the little test bed, and along the edge it gives you markers. The first one is for the M antibody, the second is the G, and the third is a C for control. And at those 3 points, there will be a line indicating the presence. You obviously want to make sure that the control line, or the C, shows up clearly. If it doesn't, that means the test was bad, and you just ignore the results. It should show a C line. Then, if it doesn't show an M and or a G line, then that's a negative test. You do not have COVID-19. You haven't been exposed to it. Again, if it shows a G line, that's good. That means you've been exposed to COVID-19, but it's been a long enough period for your antibodies to fight that. You're no longer contagious. You can't spread the virus. And you pretty much, your body, even though you were exposed, your body was able to fight it. You may not have had any symptoms at all. Many people go without any symptoms. They call that being asymptomatic. Even though you've had COVID-19, but you could spread it. So if you, on the other hand, are showing a line pointing to the M antibody, that means that you have been exposed to COVID-19. Whether you are symptomatic or not, you can spread the COVID-19 virus. So you do want to isolate yourself from others for that 2-week period to allow your body to fight it before you go back out and run the risk of spreading it. So we're going to pause for a little while. We'll come back after the 10 minutes and we'll share with you the results. Will, thank you so much for being the victim here with us. And we hope we didn't harm his playing fingers, because
It's quite painless. So
beautiful.
if you don't like blood, you can just kind of look away and have someone do the dropping for you.
Exactly. We'll be right back. Well, welcome back. It's been 10 minutes since Will here has pricked his finger, and we were able to put some drops and reagents here for the SciTech Labs test kit using their little cassette, they call it, here. And we're about to show you the results. What do you think, Will?
Let's reveal.
Well, take a look. And as you can see clearly, there's a clear red line across pointing to the C. That's the control group. And no lines showing for the antibodies, antigens in his blood, meaning that he is COVID-19 negative. Congratulations. He's passed the test, and hopefully pricking his finger, we didn't affect his ability to continue to teach and play the wonderful music that Will Marsh Music offers the world. Again, thank you for joining us here today. We hope that this was useful for you in understanding how you might be able to do some home testing for COVID-19 with blood. Want to give a disclaimer, no test is 100% perfect. Again, if you're feeling symptomatic at all, see a healthcare physician. Get yourself tested in a lab, get the nasal swabs as well. But this is one good indicator to use. But the best thing to do each and every day is wear your mask, protect yourself, your loved ones, and show others that you care, because that's really what we need in this world. Kind, compassionate, loving, caring individuals. And it's your behavior that can express that. Even if you're feeling healthy, you feel strong, you feel like you don't have the virus, still wear the mask, be a good example for everyone else, and we'll get through this together. Thank you, Will.
Yes.
How was it for you?
Quite painless. I'm actually sometimes a little skittish with blood, but this was really easy, and yeah, something you can easily do at home and have your partner or friend help you with it. If you don't want to see the blood, you can just look away. So very easy, and it's also good to just know that I'm not spreading this at the time. So
Thank you for joining us here today. We'll see you next time. Share this if you would. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We continue to try to offer little public service announcements, including how to gain relief from wearing your mask. So I'll share that video here if you'd like to look at that. Share it with your friends and family as well. Blessings to all. Signing off for today.